On the surface, this is a tour documentary.
It's a story about our lives.
Are we good enough and are we doing enough?
Yeah, I basically just hired a filmmaker to follow us in case we got into a big fight and broke up.
Look at that! Wow. Oh my gosh!
So our movie, Behind the Try, a Try Guys documentary, is a documentary. It actually follows in real time our lives from the practicing of the show, through the show, and through the closing of the show.
This was the first time that we got to meet so many Triceratops fans in person, and it really struck a chord with us.
The coming out video and the tour were literally me coming out to my family.
On the surface, this is a tour documentary, but under the surface, it is a very human documentary about how four friends are able to balance all of that while maintaining a friendship.
How do four disparate individuals come together to make this one thing that is the Try Guys? And how do our different ambitions and desires make that thing better? How does it threaten to tear us apart? I think the movie is going to surprise a lot of people.
All right, we ready? Try Guys make a movie and then take one.
Can you see that I'm wearing heels? Can you pan to the heels real quick? Even though they can't see that you're in heels, you know you're in heels. Today we're at the El Portal Theater shooting the official movie poster for our documentary, Behind the Try.
Whenever you make a movie or anything, what I have come to learn is that you have to make a bunch of stuff to advertise it, because you can't just make something and not tell anybody. Did you even know we made a movie? We did.
And at the end of this, we might even spend some stupid money on something that we don't need.
Oh my gosh!
Often when we are on camera, we are a little bit performative. And this movie breaks down those walls like I've never seen.
Because we're filming this throughout all these planned difficult things, but then other difficult things kind of come up. We have to deal with them. We're dealing with them at a higher level of stress, which means, I don't know, we're just a little more honest and vulnerable, and it's really the real four Try Guys. It's like you think you know us now, but you'll know us even better after this.
This is the time when we eat chips and guac. This is the time when we eat chips and guac. This is the time when we eat chips and guac. But today we also have chicken. Dum dum dum.
One of the main themes of the doc is what does it mean to be a YouTuber? But it also shows how we're attempting to redefine what even being a YouTuber can be.
Can people who are known for being on camera with edits and jump cuts and things making them look perfect do a 2-hour show? The whole show is very funny because we came up with the name before we came up with the show. But we were like, what's a good name for what we do? And what's like a little bit cocky, but also sounds like rock and roll and like 80s glam. And we end up with Legends of the Internet. So like, okay, that's the name of the show. How do we write a show that's that? So like, well, first we need a dope song. The opening number was a 20-minute musical piece that started like as a group number and started with all these like big rock things and then goes into like disco pop and gets funky, then gets like kind of Broadway. The second half of it, we wanted something that was like the VidCon shows we used to do where we'd do these like mishmashes of pop culture. So there's singing, there's dancing, there's bringing people up in the audience, there's running through the audience. It was a marathon every single night.
I was concerned with how I was portrayed and tried to like make myself look better, and then the editor said, no, you have to be like this. And I said, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to make an unbiased movie about yourself, which is why we had an incredible team surrounded by us, led by our producer Rachel, our director Jordan, our editor and story writer Devlin.
Normally I'm behind the camera or behind the computer, so this makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I'm horribly uncomfortable. This is one of the most uncomfortable moments of my life.
I was with them just day one when they were going on rehearsals and they were leaving the office. Before they even knew what the show really was, and when they were figuring out the music, I was there just filming.
Yeah, I mean, when we started editing this, we had 90 hours of footage. That's a lot. Our editor Devlin really was Hercules on this. He watched every minute, probably more than once.
It starts to reveal itself as you're going through and watching all of this footage down. Some things start to show themselves as like, oh my God, this is like really interesting and a real conflict.
There was a really good shot a year ago that like we weren't going to keep working together. There are other things we all want to do. And I mean, just to be totally blunt, I think some of us see the Try Guys as a way to help those ambitions, and I see others see it as something that's standing in the way. And so if we can't figure out how to make this thing we've built work for all the dreams that we have, then yeah, it's gonna change, and that scares me.
It was much more about this group of friends that are really scared that they're growing apart. At the same time, each guy had their own crazy existential conflict about what they wanted to do with the rest of their lives, and it all was coming to a head at the same time, the same summer.
My identity was also sort of a highlight of the tour. My personal life had to catch up to that. And so you see that happen in the documentary.
The coming out video and the tour were not only me coming out explicitly as gay to the general public, but it was literally me coming out to my family.
I think in the end it works out well because very much like my coming out video, I see the ways in which it can help other people who are watching. And that's kind of the whole point of what we do, is to touch people in a way that they feel like they're seen and they're heard, and to entertain in a way that feels like we are representing a more contemporary voice, more progressive culture.
One of my concerns I had going into it was whether they were going to be comfortable enough to share so much. If it was just going to be like a fluff piece of look how awesome they are, I didn't think it was going to be as interesting. But the fact that they're willing to be so vulnerable and share so much about their stories, I think is going to be an awesome experience for people to watch.
So for the movie, we also got a box of all of the guys' home videos, their VHS tapes, their DVDs, all of this stuff that the guys hadn't even seen before. It's just so clear when you watch their childhood footage, like, oh, these guys could not have grown up to be anything else. This is all that they are qualified to do and all that they should be doing.
So we've been making videos together for 6 years. I kind of assumed at this point I knew everything there was to know about my friends.
Watching the first cut of the movie, I got to see some of the other Try Guys' walls come down too. And I realized that even when talking to each other, you know, there's still some degree of things that you keep private.
We didn't want to make something that was only going to be interesting to hardcore Try Guys fans. We just wanted to make a really good documentary.
The work behind the creative team on the doc is incredible. A lot of talent and hours have went into this.
I don't know, it's really beautiful. There's some really beautiful scenes that constantly make me cry. They're just so beautiful. There's really no other word for it.
We have a movie. You can watch it.
We have poured our heart, our soul, so much effort. The entire Try Guys team. I am so proud of this movie, and I cannot wait for you to check it out.
Okay, so it is finally time. We are parked in Hollywood. We're gonna go walk and see our billboard.
Wow, there it is, there it is. Yeah! Look at that top hat.
Yeah!
It's gonna be way up high in the sky. It's like right there.
It's right there.
Wow.
Oh, we look awesome.
Wow, we made a movie.
That makes it real. You're in Hollywood until you got a billboard. Yeah. On Sunset Boulevard. Yeah.
Wow, with all this talk about Behind the Try, I really want to see it. Do you want to see it? Do you want to watch it together? The world premiere of Behind the Try, it's happening at my house. We're so excited for our virtual premiere. No matter where you are in the world, you can watch it with us together online on December 18th at 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's a huge event. We hope to see you there. So get your ticket today, tryguys.com/movie. We're gonna be eating popcorn together.
We made a movie. We made a movie. We made a movie. We made a movie. We gotta get movie. People are always like patting their crotch nowadays, right? That's like a cool new move.
They get so excited when I joke that we're gonna have fried chicken.
Yeah.
What do you think about just ordering a 20-piece chicken and I just walk through the audience and hand out chicken for the taste test?
That's cool too.
If we can get somebody to facilitate it arriving at like 7:30.
For tonight? You have, we have tickets?
Yeah.
That's a yes.
Who wants some fried chicken?